1. This is the farmer that sowed the corn, that kept the cock that crowed in the morn. Matthew wondered what he was doing here. I'm an attorney, he thought. Why am I lying here in the rain? Listen, Warren whispered. Matthew listened. He could hear the sound of angry waves pounding in against the beach. He could hear the rattling of palm fronds on the sharp wind. He could hear the rustle of sea oats along the shore. Nothing else. Didn't you hear something? Warren whispered. No, Matthew whispered. They kept watching the house. They were lying behind a huge sea grape on the side of the house facing the water. A cold drizzle pattered onto the broad leaves of the plant. The sand under them was cold and wet. The wind kept blowing in fiercely off the water. This was the 3rd day of February. It had begun raining on the morning of the murder. It had been raining steadily for the past 5 days. Words. You listened to words, and they didn't mean anything until the pictures began to form. In the beginning, Matthew hadn't conjured any images. He had heard only the string of words coming from Ralph Parrish's mouth. Parrish had come down to Florida to see his brother, drove down from Indiana a week ago. Wander, Indiana, his license plate had read. Came down here for his brother's 40th birthday. Parrish's brother was gay. Parrish knew that. But he hadn't been prepared for his brother's party, here in the house on the beach. Men wearing dresses, men dancing with each other, kissing other men. Parrish had gone up to his room at 10 minutes to midnight. At a few minutes before 7 in the morning, Parrish heard his brother screaming. He ran downstairs. 52 or 3 years old, Matthew thought when he first met the man. Hair graying at the temples, a somewhat bulbous nose, a thin-lipped mouth, broad shoulders that made the denim jailhouse clothing appear far too tight. An Indiana farmer who should have felt right at home here in Colusa, where so many Midwesterners now made their homes. But he'd been arrested for killing his younger brother. Words. Jonathan, the brother, greeting his Friday night party guests. Despite the chilly weather, he is wearing pleated linen slacks and a designer silk shirt unbuttoned to the waist. Ornate gold crucifix on a thick gold chain nesting in the wiry hair on his chest. A gift from a former lover. A memento of Jonathan's Italian sojourn, as he calls it when he is in his bitch mode. Parrish uses exactly those words, his brother's bitch mode. Matthew suddenly wonders if he, too, is gay. Words. But some images are beginning to form. The crucifix is a little bauble from a Chicago dentist fresh out of the closet and summering in Venice. Bruce something, would you believe it? Jonathan all sleek and slender and blonde and pale and blue-eyed, with Bruce's long-ago crucifix on his chest and the bells of St. Benedict down the road tolling the hour as the guests arrive. Bong, 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 and so on, 7 o'clock sharp. In Colusa, Florida, everyone always shows up on time. No chic half-hour, 45-minute tardiness here. Oh no, mustn't miss any of the festivities. Middle West morality, Middle West manners transported due south to the Gulf of Mexico.
Jonathan, this is heavenly.
This from a splendidly bejeweled old queen wearing a mink stole over a Pierre Cardin knockoff. One of Jonathan's friends, standing there on the deck of the old Whisper Key beach house, the air redolent of poison and Shalimar and tea rose and God only knew what other mingled fragrances. Half the men in drag, the others looking blissfully blass. All of them oohing and awing as the sun sets over the Gulf. The last sunset anyone will see for the next 5 days because it will begin raining at 4:45 in the morning. Jonathan says, "My brother's a gentleman farmer, you know." A biker look-alike in black leather, the only rough trade in evidence, says, "And do gentlemen farmers plow deep?" And the perfumed queen in the mink stole says, "Naughty, naughty," and taps him with a Japanese fan. Pictures forming, scents, sounds. Jonathan puts on the new CD someone brought as a birthday gift, and someone else